Let's make this quick before people think I'm cashing in on the BoneLabs popularity.
Whoa!
Stress Level Zero's BoneLabs, labs, with an S, was not my favorite game this year. Far from it, actually. But it was still visually impressive and quite interesting. It just failed to meet my personal expectations. In a short checklist, BoneLabs felt rushed and exhausting compared to its little brother Boneworks. The intro was amazing in so many ways. The great set pieces and themes with Fantasyland, being strung on a noose in front of a town, only to be saved by something or someone giving you a dagger to cut your noose. It's a solid and interesting intro to a game, and it gave me high hopes. You move forward only to realize that Fantasyland was created by developers who no longer took work from it. You're a rogue NPC inside of the facility that created you. Better yet, you're an NPC given the tools that made you and your world. This is a wonderful and interesting start. Then a voice is telling you how to do things from the radio and is telling you vague sentences about needing but not needing an army for a conflict he's running. And then, with no time at all, you're in the hub. What now? You see, this exact moment is where my first sets of doubts came in. This is a minigame parlor, more than likely made for Quest 2 people. In order to unlock the campaign, you have to at least try all 6 minigames. Now, I'm personally not in love with this design. In Boneworks, I'm still messing around with everything in the museum, but at least I'm learning and I know where to go. The music is what's drawing me in here. It's motivating and mysterious to go from point A to point B. Now, I'm not looking at BoneLabs through rose-tinted glasses such as Boneworks. I'm still impressed by their physics engine. Boneworks was one of a kind and great at what it did, and BoneLabs in comparison did the same work with the same engine. And moving forward, we're exploring more and more of the facility and enjoying set levels, like the Minecart Ride. I love that ride, and it was so much fun, and it made me think of previous experiences like Runaway Mountain at Six Flags. And sadly, there are people on this planet with weak genes that got motion sickness, so it will probably never come back again. After that, you re-enter the facility and meet this dude whose name I have no clue. He gives you this knockoff Omnitrix, which would have been way cooler, by the way, and you proceed towards the next set of minigames. Worlds that are designed around your avatar. Street Puncher gives you a guy with increased melee strength. It seems fun until you realize BoneLabs' melee isn't the best. Its strengths rely on its decent gunplay. This was the same in Boneworks. Next, you do parkour with an anime avatar. She runs fast and is meant to be used on this level with lots of jumping. But they did something to the physics. In Boneworks, Arthur could chain his jumps to go further. His movement was superior in a lot of ways due to his constant speed and his ability to move even faster with jumps. BoneLabs' physics restrict this. If you jump a second time after jumping, your character's legs will sink into the ground and won't permit you to jump another time in order to keep your momentum. The best example for this would be a Sega title known as Shadow the Hedgehog. No, I'm being completely serious here. Listen. Shadow can move really fast in this game and has incredible turn speed. However, when Shadow jumps, all of his forward momentum will be sucked out of him, like a butterfly proboscis. I just learned that word and I wanted to use it. See how unsatisfying it is to move this quick and then suddenly jump and lose it all? That's the entire parkour segment. Next, we move on to the part of the game I was looking forward to the most, Hell Defense. You're given a large suit of armor called the Heavy that is slightly wider and farther away than your hands. This enables extended reach and extended punching. This avatar is really tall and really wide. His punch strength is immense and very good. However, he's fucking ugly and he's way too fucking fat. I never used him on purpose outside of this situation because of how easy it is to get caught on corners and doors. I would attack and I'd just sit there like an idiot because his model is too wide and doesn't match you for the purpose of having extended reach. And once again, melee is not Boneworks or BoneLabs' strong suit. Next was the moon. This avatar wasn't as bad as everybody thought it was. I just thought it was boring. The model that you're playing as is a hairless cat called the Short. He's really tiny and is super fucking slow. Outside of the moon map, he can't jump very high at all, implying he has incredibly low weight as well. The music is wonderful as always, and I enjoyed it deeply. The moon map's main issue is it's just too big and our character moves way too slow. On top of that, when you finally start heading towards your objective, you just pick it up, use it, and you're done. There wasn't actually any level design, it was just a feel-good walk-around sandbox. I didn't hate it, but I could see why others would. Next was another anime girl called Light. She's supposed to be a kart racer with a wonderful fucking song, by the way. I didn't go farther than 15 feet because I couldn't drive the car. I wasn't very good at it, and frankly, I didn't think it responded very well at all. I flipped the cart, which in the end is my fault, and then I walked the rest of the way because I did not want to drive that thing anymore. Borderline unfun. Next, and finally, were the pillars. Now, I'm going to calmly explain what this level is, in a very mature manner. This was the turning point. It was the part of the game that turned it into a shadow of Boneworks. The Pillars is a pillar climb, which involves an avatar called Tall, a gangrene knight with some odd stylistic choices. He's extremely tall and his arms go a bit beyond your own hands to help you get elevation. However, he can't hold guns well, and I couldn't get him to reload more than one time. While you're climbing, there are these things called void birds. Void birds will target you, hurt you, and dive bomb you when they can. When void birds make contact with you in any way, they randomize your avatar wheel, picking any of the recent ones. You cannot change back on command. You haven't been given that ability yet. Now, here's a tip. You can shoot and kill the void birds to make this part easier. However, that's not really explained, but in all honesty, I should have attempted it if I could choose my avatar. The heavy can't reload, the tall can barely reload, and the short can barely hold guns well. I wasn't able to get the other 3 usable classes for more than 4 seconds without being re-rolled again. On top of re-rolled avatars, this pillar climb is designed around you to be the tall avatar. Sure, you can do it with the others, but tall is how you get done in a simple and normal way. However, the climb is impossible if you're the heavy or the short. And guess what I got rolled more than 8 times in a row? The heavy got caught on everything and he can't jump very high. And the short can't move fast and he can't jump hardly at all. All on top of being stressed out and attacked and re-rolled over and over again by the void birds. Then, in my experience and mine alone, my game glitched and wouldn't let me use my right hand. I couldn't grab guns, I couldn't grab geometry, I couldn't grab weapons. My right hand was only used to climb pillars. So I was gimped in not only my moveset, but my equipment and my ability to climb in the very beginning. I was furious. I was mad. I was pissed. There was nothing more I wanted to do than to stop playing the fucking game. But in the end, I still beat it. I still beat the pillar climb. I honestly congratulate you if you could get past this piece of dog shit fucking level design. I hated this fucking level. I hated 5 out of the 6 avatar levels. None of them were fun. I didn't like any of it at all. Now, if you did beat the pillars in a much easier sense than I ever did, your game didn't glitch and you had everything you needed, round of applause, congratulations. Now, I'm not saying you can't like the game. I'm saying I can't stand it. In Boneworks, I'd be walking through the sewers at this point, shooting stuff and nearly being in the city, still having a good time making Yakuza references. Moving on, we finally get back to the big dude who was talking to us, and he gives us the ability to rotate our avatars. Yay. Then he gives us the key to Boneworks OS. We go, we put the key in, and now we can finally do the campaign. Now it's really time to get started. And we do a bunch of boulder puzzles. We walk forward, do a bunch of sewer stuff. It's not bad, it just seems kind of uninspired and small. Like this whole time, we're supposed to be looking for the people that made Fantasyland and abandoned it. But we just met this tall dude and don't even know what he was talking about. He just says he needs a creator, not a player, which means he gives us this avatar wheel. That's cool, dude. Where are the fucking people that made me? Then we roundabout back into Fantasyland, kill some people, then a hand picks us up and we ride in a taxi. Credits roll. He tells us while he's driving that we need to get creating to have a fair chance in this battle. What fucking battle? Where are the Fantasyland devs? Where is everyone? What is creating gonna do? Why does creating do anything? How is this gonna help us? Oh, hi, Ford. So anyway, that's the campaign. You're right back where you started, the minigames in the mod room, right at the start. I beat BoneLabS campaign in under 5 hours. 4.5 actually. Boneworks' campaign was 20 hours long. I'm not saying you can't make a good game in a shorter amount of time with a shorter campaign. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that when the sequel costs more than the predecessor, and the predecessor has everything that the sequel has, what was the point? Boneworks is already moddable. There's mods all over Boneworks. You can play entirely different campaigns on Boneworks. BoneLabS is supposed to cost more because it had integrated mod medium. It just seems like they just wanted more money for less stuff. And to top it all off, where the fuck was Radio Buddy? He shows up twice in the beginning and then you never see